Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Ryan Sands before the 2021 Madeira Island Ultra-Trail. How are you, Ryan?
Yeah, really good. Excited to my first time racing Madeira Ultra-Trail, so looking forward to it, and second time on the island.
Yeah, well, tell me about your experience on the island before.
Yeah, so I was here for Salomon running camp. So yeah, it was really awesome. I had just finished running the Greater Madeira Trail, so my legs were a bit smashed, but really enjoyed it, and just the trails are really phenomenal. Just such a nice variety and some pretty steep ups and downs.
Yeah, looking forward to getting out there later on today.
Yeah,
checking it out a bit.
Yeah, going to go and check out the first part of the course, which will obviously be running at night. But yeah, cool, just to do a little bit of exploring.
Yeah. So you've raced a couple times so far this year. You've had a good run down in Drakensberg, your home adventuring territory, and then not so good run at UTMB. What happened there?
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't seem to get it right there. No, I struggled with poles. I did like a lot of preparation back home with poles, but couldn't get the same elevation gain in as what you do in Europe. So I was out there 3 weeks beforehand and maybe just overdid the poles a bit, so kind of seized up my neck and shoulders, and I started having spasms and migraines and stuff. Or this actually started happening before the race. I thought it was going to be fine. So yeah,
it wasn't.
No, so cut a very long story. Another UTMB I couldn't finish.
This time due to poles, and I assume this is another race where you would want to use them, right?
Yeah, so that's a big I actually was down to run Madeira earlier this year, and then obviously it got postponed due to COVID. So I thought kind of I'd be putting the feet up after UTMB, but obviously after that didn't go as planned, decided to come here. But yeah, another big factor for coming here is to try and figure out the poles, become one with poles. Still trying to figure them out. Obviously, living in South Africa, I don't come from much of a skiing background.
So did you get some good training with them in the past couple months, or?
Yeah, so I guess like the last 4 weeks or so I did quite a good block with poles, and just actually try to just get much longer runs in with poles, so just really kind of overload my system a bit more instead of like being consistent, like just do 1 or 2 long runs a week with poles. And so far so good. I can't say I feel at one with poles yet, but definitely getting better.
There. Yeah. Will you have them out there on the trail this afternoon?
Yeah, definitely. Kind of have them out and just test them a bit.
So it seems you've been involved in trail running and ultra running now at this point for quite a while. I've been going through the 4 desert races in 2008 to 2010, winning Leadville in 2011, and continuing on since then. Like, what has that journey been like?
Yeah, it's been like really cool. I guess a bit cliched, but life changing. It's also been cool just to see how the sports evolves, and seeing kind of people come into the sport and people go out of the sport. But I think, I kind of feel like I'm on a similar path as someone like Dylan Bauman, just really loves the sport and wants to stay involved. And I guess I also mix it up again with doing a couple of kind of free running projects or kind of adventure type projects, FKTs, actually planning another adventure with Reno next year in Lesotho. We want to try and run around the country of Lesotho, which is a little country in South Africa, quite a mountainous country. So I think by doing a bit of that and still mixing it up with some racing and keeping it fun, I'm still loving it.
Yeah, and during that time you've also, I believe, gotten married during that time, had a kid. Like, how was your interaction of life and trail running or running evolved during that time?
Yeah, obviously it's changed, I guess, becoming a dad and a husband. But I think in a lot of ways, kind of becoming a dad, it's actually helped me a lot. Max, our son, had him just after coming out of a bad phase in my career where I had glandular fever, mononucleosis, and I just wasn't enjoying running. I was trying to get back into racing, and I felt I was putting too much pressure on myself. And then, I don't know, I guess suddenly you have a son, and it puts everything in perspective, and you realize being a dad, like, Max doesn't care if I come first or last in a race. He just wants me to be a good father. Like, there's no point being grumpy with him because I'm tense about a race or something like that. So I think that's, like, in a way, taken a lot of pressure off. But I guess having said that, like, I've been lucky enough to make a career out of the sport for the last 14-15 years. So I guess there is always a certain degree of pressure.
Yeah. And you say you've kept it fresh through these adventures. Is that a conscious decision to mix it up and not just have 6 races on your calendar every year, year after year? Or?
Yeah, for sure. Like I've always wanted to, I guess, have a long career, and also, yeah, I guess kind of be excited about the training. If you're just going to do like the same thing week in, week out, I guess I'd get bored. And I think I enjoy the performance side of things, but I also just like love the adventure. So I guess like coming to a place like this is really cool and like exciting to get out and explore, and I guess that just kind of also kind of keeps the motivation to keep racing and pushing yourself.
Yeah. What are you excited to see out there over the weekend?
Yeah, definitely the kind of high point of the course. Hopefully, if things are going well, I think that should be kind of just after sunrise. So yeah, looking forward to seeing a sunrise out on the route, and just it's always pretty cool to look back at a race and realize you kind of ran from one side of the island to the other. So I think looking forward to that and a few beers afterwards.
You can really the journey in some races can just sort of be ambiguous. Like you're going from maybe point A to point B, but in the middle of a big country or whatnot. But here, you're going from the northwest corner to the southeast, more or less.
Yeah.
And there's a real sense of journey, yeah?
No, for sure. And I think that's one of the things that's, like, even if you look at a lot of like the projects I've done, it's always been like, I guess say someone like Killian's like often like summited the highest kind of peaks in the world. I've quite enjoyed the journey, like a traverse, like a Drakensberg Grand Traverse or Himalayas or anything like that. It's quite nice going from like point A to B, and like this, as you say, actually traveling across an island.
Well, cool. I hope you enjoy the journey this weekend, and good luck, Ryan.
Thank you. Yeah, see you out there.
Yep.